Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. Qin Shi Huang, the Eternal Emperor, whose name shines with both dazzling and mysterious light, holds an irreplaceable place in history. As the first emperor in Chinese history to achieve a unified empire, Qin Shi Huang's achievements are admirable. In terms of politics, Qin Shi Huang, Zheng He, implemented many far-reaching measures. He established the 3 dukes and 9 ministers to manage the state affairs centrally. While at the local level, he abolished the feudal system and replaced it with a more centralized, county system, a system with lasting impact. Economically, he unified currency, weights, and measures, which brought greater order to the economic activities across the nation. In terms of social culture, Qin Shi Huang implemented the policy of unified writing and standardized axle lengths, which promoted communication and unity between different regions. To facilitate transportation, he built up a road network centered around the capital, which made the flow of goods smoother. Moreover, he established laws as the guiding principles, with officials being the main force for education and governance, laying a solid foundation for national governance. Militarily, Qin Shi Huang pursued grand ambitions. He conquered the Xiongnu to the north and successfully recaptured the Hunan area, to defend against the ongoing raids by northern nomadic tribes. He ordered the construction of the Great Wall, a defense symbol of ancient China stretching for thousands of miles. Qin Shi Huang also led his generals to conquer the Baiyue in the south and built the Ling Canal, successfully linking the Yangtze River and Pearl River water systems, which greatly promoted the economic development of the southern regions. However, Qin Shi Huang passed away at the height of his reign, leaving many mysteries behind. One of the most talked about questions is, despite having countless beauties in his harem, why did this great emperor never officially appoint an empress? According to the records of the grand historian, Shi, Qin Shi Huang had 23 sons and 10 daughters, a number that suggests just how many beautiful women were in his harem. At that time, the Qin state was strong, and beauties were plentiful. Qin Shi Huang was known not only for his iron-handed military prowess but also for collecting many beautiful women from various states, creating a luxurious and extravagant harem. In his court, there were dancers from Qi, talented women from Chu, and beauties from Yu, all competing for attention, too numerous to count. These charming women sang and danced, surrounding the emperor and becoming part of his daily life. However, the images of these concubines were fleeting and beautiful, like flowers in a mirror and the moon on water. They enjoyed a brief period of favor, but once they fell out of favor, they were forgotten in the deep recesses of the imperial palace. Their appearances, personalities, and actions remain unknown. Some say that Qin Shi Huang, preoccupied with governing the state and leading military campaigns, had no time to choose an empress. Thus, these beautiful concubines left only a nameless legacy in history. After Qin Shi Huang's death, his son Hu Hai ascended the throne. Those beautiful women, like lotus flowers, were forced to accompany the emperor's coffin and enter the Qin tomb. They should have enjoyed wealth and luxury in the palace, but due to political instability, they ultimately became burial companions. The Qin tomb, hidden deep with treasures and traps, contains some of these stunning beauties, whose former glory and beauty have now turned to bones, buried deep within the ancient tomb. Additionally, after the fall of the Qin dynasty, Xiang Yu entered the Qin palace and burned everything. Many precious treasures and historical records were reduced to ashes. It is worth mentioning that recently, an archaeological team excavated nearly 100 small burial tombs near the mausoleum of the first emperor of China. What is shocking is that the majority of the individuals in these tombs were young women. This discovery confirms the historical records in records of the grand historian that, during the final years of the Qin dynasty, many childless concubines were brutally executed and buried alongside Emperor Qin Shi Huang. These women underwent an excruciatingly painful death. Through research, archaeologists have found that many of their skulls bore cracks, with some even having their legs tightly bound before death, showing the inhumane torture they endured. These women, once at the peak of their beauty and grace, now lie as cold bones, buried alone underground, forgotten by time. Their beauty and elegance have long been erased, leaving only tragic endings and irreversible regrets. Those once admired for their stunning looks have now turned to dust, leaving no trace behind. However, with the aid of modern technology, archaeologists have used digital tools, along with CT scanning and 3D printing techniques, to successfully reconstruct their appearances. One woman's skull, in particular, stands out. After professional testing and thorough analysis, experts have confirmed that this woman's remains likely belonged to one of Emperor Qin Shi Huang's favorite concubines. She was probably the emperor's most beloved concubine. And therefore, during the chaos at the end of the Qin dynasty, she met an extremely cruel execution. With the help of modern technology, the face of this young woman comes to life. Her lips are full and rosy. Her nose is well-shaped, her eyebrows slender and graceful, her teeth like jade, and her eyes intelligent and vibrant. Even today, her beauty would still captivate anyone. Perhaps it was her beauty that made Emperor Qin Shi Huang fall for her, showering her with affection. Some historians have commented that with the aid of modern technology and the reconstructed visage of the concubine, the life inside the Qin dynasty's palace seems to come alive before our eyes. Archaeologists have not only reconstructed the concubine's appearance, but are also striving to simulate and rebuild elements such as the clothing, architecture, and furniture of the Qin court. With the continuous advancement of technology, we may one day achieve perfect restorations of ancient historical scenes, where visual effects and scene fidelity will reach unprecedented heights. In that instant, we can almost witness the glory and prosperity of the Qin dynasty court, the resplendent palace gleaming in gold and jade, lotus flowers blooming in the pond. Several concubines dance gracefully beneath the intricately carved redwood corridors, their garments flowing like fairies. Some lift their wine cups as they stroll leisurely through the Imperial gardens paths. Others roll up their sleeves and joyfully sing and dance by the bonfire. Their elegant figures seem to recount the grand events of the palace from 1,000 years ago. As time rewinds, those once radiant beauties appear before us once more, and the splendor and grandeur of the palace are revived. When we see the faces of these concubines from the past, we can't help but imagine their grace at that time. Perhaps they were in the bloom of youth, with bright eyes and perfect smiles, surrounded by the emperor, enjoying imperial favor. But as the years passed, they gradually transformed from stunning young women into aging figures. In just a few decades, time aged them, their hair turned gray, and their looks faded. The majestic Lishan Mountain, near the Qin tomb, stands tall. Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the controversial, first emperor of all time, known for his cruelty and ambition, rests here. The once magnificent palace is now gone, but the beauty of these women still shines through the river of time. Their grace and elegance, through the restoration efforts of modern technology, continue to touch our hearts, allowing us to feel the distant history and endless regrets that remain. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.